Hi, you guys. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio in Broomfield, Colorado. If you don't know who I am an energy healer and teacher. I work virtually all over the world and have a little spot here of my own at the called the Healing Studio in Broomfield. Today, on most Sundays, I do a little oracle reading check-in for our week, and we at the beginning of the month, which is where we're at right now, we'll do also if you stick around till the end, I'll do an August check-in. And then if you type me please into the comments, you can get your personal readings. We'll also do a 1, 2, 3 at the beginning, which will give you a chance to start getting your personal reading. And if we get 3 times a charm, we see a card 3 times, it's typically for all of us. So stick around till the end. We typically hang out for a half an hour, sometimes a little longer if I don't get to everybody. But here we go. Today I'm using the Yantra deck that I always use. And I've also got the Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed. So that's another, that'll be our Me Please cards. And we are at the Healing Studio getting ready. I mean, it's August already. I know I've mentioned to you guys that I was headed out to some retreats in September with the shift travel. Well, we've made a little change of plans. Lots of reasons for it, but just so everybody kind of gets on the same page, if you were interested in coming, but it just didn't really fit for this year, we're actually moving it to next year. So stay tuned for that. We're going to add also some other events on that one. Also, if you're local, we've got some sound baths this month, group healings, that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's get started here, you guys. Let's see what the week brings. Okay, so abundance sideways. So I just got back from a little vacation, as you guys know. So I can kind of work with this energy a little bit. Abundance isn't about money necessarily. It's about all the things in your life that make you feel grateful and abundant. And it's very personal to you, okay? So when the abundance card is sideways, it's like be in your gratitude. Be in awareness to how life is really working out and being really good. Be in that space. And if there's a hole or a gap, address it. Start looking into it. Your helper card for the week is practice sideways. So this is another call. So to the abundance call, this is a call to what are you practicing in your life? Your thoughts, what you say, the stories you tell, what are those doing for you? And are you practicing and preserving the things you truly want that make you feel abundant, or are you speaking a lot of lack into your world? End of the week, we got attention sideways, and it is basically saying that we are not paying attention to what's going on. We're all over the place, and it would be really good for us to focus. Now, here's the thing, you guys. When we get cards all the same direction sideways, a lot of times that means anything can happen. It's not necessarily predicted in the cards. The cards almost kind of nullify when they come like this. So I'm just going to tell you that this is kind of maybe gonna be a little bit of an unpredictable week, maybe not written in the stars. Okay. All right. So now here is your first card. All right. So if you're watching this later, thank you. If you're watching live, hi, everybody. I'm going to come down the comments list as I see them. And what I'm going to end up doing this time, and I think I'm going to kind of change up the rules on you a little bit. Sorry, everybody. But I'm going to go down the list of live me pleases first, and then go back up to the ones that caught the early me please. This just kind of keeps us interacting, because I know some of you put your me pleases in and then watch later, which is totally cool. But if you're watching live, interact with me a little bit here, and I will start with you first. Okay, so here's your first card. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Tune in. Now, I'm typically listening to these cards through my guidance system and your guidance system, but every once in a while, if we get them 3 times the charm, I'll pull the book out and hear what Colette says. Okay. All right. So if you picked 1, you got Electric Eel, which says, bring your ideas to life. Have it be a good idea week. Do the things that helps put some shape and form into your ideas. If you picked 2, you're going to work with the Seahorse Spirit, which is watch and wait. Okay, this week for you is going to be just hold on, gather some information. Don't do it yet. If you picked 3, you're going to work with Squirrel Spirit, which means you're going to want to believe in yourself. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Don't really need to say much about that. All right, let's get started on the me pleases. Hi, everybody. If you're watching live, please be sure to type me please. If you typed me please earlier than when I wasn't live yet and you're watching live, give me another me please, and I will get to you as I go down the list. So Max, hi, you're starting off at the beginning here. Okay, you got ant spirit, which is time to collaborate. Okay, so this is very much saying to you, don't do it alone. Don't try to handle it all yourself. Don't feel like you have to have all the answers. Go ahead and ask lots of questions and give yourself time to find the answers with all of your teammates and all of your friends. Okay. All right. Joan, your focus for the week is going to be the rabbit spirit, which is now is a lucky time. All right. So just notice and have lots of gratitude about that luck. When things feel just like really easy, give yourself a chance to say, wow, I'm so lucky. I have a little wooden ladybug that sits on my desk that's supposed to remind me to say all the time to myself, I'm so lucky. It's a good thing to do. All right, Robin. Robin, Chris, and Austin. Robin, you got the porcupine upside down, okay? So what this is saying is time to be for beginner's mind. But, the porcupine doesn't throw its quills for no reason, okay? So this is like get back to your defensiveness and see why you might be being a little bit defensive in ways that maybe isn't serving you, okay? Maybe drop the armor a little bit, okay? Chris, you're going to work with the whale spirit, which is trust the great mystery. All right, so give yourself a chance to just literally kind of go into that deep dive into the things you don't know about, into the things you don't see. Okay? I see your little hot smiley face, by the way, Robin. Yeah, we just came back from the mountains, so it was nice and cool up there. But as we're talking, I just literally got a little heat advisory on my notifications. Austin, coyote spirit for you, trust in divine detours. Okay, so this week might feel like, what? That is not what I planned. I was going down this road and now the road's closed. It's probably on purpose. There's probably some other reason. Whatever other road you're going to go down, you're going to see something really cool. Okay, so trust in the divine detours. Lori E., you got cow spirit in the protective. So it says the miracles are endless. But here's what I'm hearing from your guides. Don't wait for the miracles to come to you. Sometimes you got to be the miracle maker for yourself. Okay, so giving yourself a little bit of focus this week on how can I align myself with the miracles? How can I say that I really enjoy, playing with the mystery and unexpected? Got to be willing to be spontaneous if you're working with the universe, because the universe likes to do crazy things. Okay, Hannah, Sierra, and Alondra. Hannah, you got squirrel spirit upside down. Second time we've seen it, but first time in this upside down position. Believe in yourself, but protect your self-confidence. Not everybody gets to hear how you think you're so great and then tell you whether or not they agree. Okay, sometimes you just keep it to yourself and know that you're so great and then do, the kind of actions and then let people observe. Sierra, you're going to work on the dream the world into being lizard spirit. So a little bit more about fantasy storytelling to yourself, good storytelling. What do I want my life to look like? I just spent some time driving back with my kiddo. And we were talking about things like, what are your goals? Do you want to own an RV and a boat? What do you want to do? It's kind of just thinking, even just like, what's your recreation time look like? Alondra, second time we've seen the coyote spirit. I say because this guy might be coming for all of us. Trust in divine detours. The week might have, and I mean, kind of the Yontra deck kind of indicated this, you guys. It's kind of a little unexpected, a little unknown this week. Be a little bit more flexible, okay? Trust it. All right. Joel, you got dragonfly spirit, which is truth transcends illusion. So just keep telling the truth. See the little crown there? Just keep telling the truth. Just be in truth. Watch truth. Be an observation of truth. Don't let things go into the shadows. And I think you'll see that it actually moves into a different space where you're like, it gets revealed. You don't have to do all the work to reveal it. You don't have to be the one that shouts, oh, it's happening. It's happening. Just watch it and let everybody see it with you. Okay. Beebsish and Solomon. Let's see what you guys get. Okay, Beebsish, you got the Bobcat spirit, which is life is a mystery. Okay. It's in the protective. So give yourself a chance to recognize that you would be bored to death if you had all the answers. So this week, don't try to have all the answers. Don't try to know, be excited about how it might go. Don't try to predict the end this week. Okay. All right. Solomon's going to focus on the turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. The more you give, the more you get this week. Okay. So being able to just say, what I have to give, I do give. And what my generous spirit wants is to give to this, or wants to be supportive of that. Okay. Good week for you to be giving. Heidi M. Live. She says, I'm here. Okay. You got fox spirit upside down. Okay. So think on your feet. All right. Giving yourself a chance to say, I'm willing to be flexible. I maybe had this plan, but this is now the new plan. We're just going to go down this way. You know what I'm thinking of from your guides? We were driving down in town up in the mountains, and this guy had decided that, he was in the wrong lane. He wanted to go in this lane and go straight, but he was in the turn lane, and he would not budge. He was going to wait until there was room to get in the straight lane, but he was backing up everyone who was behind him, who wanted to go turn, had turned and had planned. So this is like, if you accidentally sit in the turn lane, make the turn, see where it takes you, that divine detour thing, and then come back and get back onto track if you can. Okay. All right. Janelle and Donnie. Janelle, I knew it. This guy was lingering. Divine spirit, you guys. Coyote spirit says there's going to be detours this week. I'm trying to trust in the divine detours too. You can see I have my own issues with it. All right, let's see what it says. Here's the little words from Colette. Did you find that you are being led on a strange detour in your life right now? Does it seem that what happens to be next right action and right choice, best situation, or fabulous relationship unexpectedly turns the opposite, or just disappears into thin air as if it's been tricked? Coyote spirit's trickster energy is designed to bring you into situations to teach you lessons you have forgotten to learn. Okay, lessons we've forgotten to learn, everyone. Let's be good little listeners so we don't make it too terrible for ourselves. Okay, Donnie, you got peacock spirit. Let it shine. Let your heart shine in particular. Okay, so let yourself be willing to be seen, be willing to be loving and generous with your time and energy this week, okay? Kimberly, for you, you got armadillo spirit. I think these guys are so cute, by the way. I know they're a little weird looking, but so set some healthy boundaries, okay? It's okay. Healthy boundaries are great for relationships because everybody knows where they stand. There's no unpredictable landmines to step on, that kind of stuff. So work on just where you want to set some healthy boundaries, and you don't have to explain. No is a complete sentence. Okay. Denise S. Denise, you got the snake spirit, which is take time to heal. Okay. So it's time. Shed some of that old stories. You don't have to live from those stories. Those stories happened. They made you who you are. And it isn't who you are now because you have come through it on the other end. So give yourself time to integrate that healing work. All right. Miranda, watching live now. Thank you. All right, here. You got parrot spirit, which is watch your words. Careful. Okay. I got a little, spirit reading that I did, which, by the way, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I put it in the stories, some of these journal messages I get during the week. And they tend to be for all of us. They're not just for me, but obviously good focus. One of the things was don't say things you can't take back. Okay. So that was coming up this right now. So be careful that you don't say things you can't take back this week. Careful with your words. All right. Now I'm really going to go back up to the top. And if you're live, you guys, and just stick with me because I'm going to go through the people who me pleased earlier, but we're going to do November towards the end. Okay. So in like 10 minutes, we'll do November. So don't go too far. November, August. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm going to do August, September, December, whatever it is. All right, Stephanie R., you have got peacock upside down. Let it shine, but just for yourself. You don't have to be trying to impress everybody, be beautiful for everybody, worry about whether or not you look good for everybody. You can just be yourself, okay? Okay. And I'm, of course, getting a phone call from my child in the middle. He's one of the only people who could break in. I'm on Facebook Live. Got to call you back. Goodbye. There you guys go. Real time. I'll just get you in on all the action. Okay, Melissa and Shannon. Melissa, you got parrot spirit. See, now I think this one might come again too. You guys, I'm a little feeling this one. Careful with your words. Don't say things you can't take back. Don't do anything that's going to hurt anybody else's feelings, that kind of stuff. As best you can. I mean, we hurt each other all the time. It's not always possible to prevent it, but just be mindful. Okay. Shannon, you're going to want to focus on cow spirit, and that's being the miracles are endless. Second time we've seen this. Okay. So upside down, I'm hearing from your guides, make your own miracles for yourself this week, and even point out the miracles to other people. Like, isn't it amazing that the sun just comes up every day? Isn't it amazing that those mountains exist over there? Whatever it is. Okay. Just give yourself those miracle observations. All right. Kimberly P. and Juan Carlos. Kimberly, you got fox spirit, right side up. Think on your feet. Okay, so don't get too hung up on the right direction. Just let things show you what are going to happen. This is funny. We were playing a dice game, and as a family, and people would refuse to roll first because they wanted to see what the other person rolls. As if there's influence on the dice if you kind of see what the other person rolls. It's very funny. It's kind of like think on your feet like that. See what is in front of you first, and then take your action. Juan Carlos, you got ant spirit, time to collaborate. Second time we've seen this guy. So get together with other people, network, find time to sit with other people. Whatever makes sense to make sure though that everybody's equally contributing what they can. Maybe it's not the same contribution, like maybe one person has time and the other person has money, whatever. Just make sure to collaborate right now. Okay, Nicole and Addison. Nicole, you've got cat spirit. Claim your independence. It's time to do it on your own and not worry too much about what other people are saying. All right. Okay. Susan says she's 10 minutes behind live. I'm sure if you're up here, Susan, you can type me please for whoever you would like to have me pleases for. Okay, Addison, your focus for the week's eagle spirit. Okay. So spirit has your back. So go ahead and acknowledge that. And anytime you need to feel like if you feel like you're doing it on your own, just, give yourself a chance to say, I don't have to do it by myself. My spirit and my higher truth and the spirit of the higher spirits all have my back. Okay. All right. Hello, Bear. You got badger spirit. So be fearless and bold this week. Give yourself a chance to just put it all out there. Take the risks. It's worth it. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Janelle. All right, National Geographic. I'm doing the lives first because you guys are interacting with me live. Hang out, though, because, like I said, I'm going to do August at the end here. National Geographic, you got swan spirit. So time for a deep dive in the protective. Okay, so get yourself into a space where you can give yourself time to, really look at protectively. Like, what am I doing to protect my mind, my spirit? Am I giving myself away too much? That kind of stuff. Okay. Susan, if you are on, would you just type in who you want me to do the readings for? I can guess, but just type in me, please, and then the names, and I will get to you. Going back up here to before we started, Anita B, you got wolf spirit. Okay, so turn knowledge into wisdom in the protective. So wisdom, to me, when knowledge is there, it's just, I know something, but I'm still interacting with it to try to learn it. When it's wisdom, it just is. It's like a baby learning to walk and an adult just standing up from their chair and walking across the room. Very different wisdom in being able to walk when you're an adult versus a baby kind of thing. So integrate the wisdom this week. All right. There we go. Thanks, Susan. Okay, Susan, Steve, and BB. Okay, Susan, you got hummingbird spirit in the upside down. Be here and now. Protect every moment. I just heard from the guides. Protect every moment. Don't rush ahead. This is, no matter what feels difficult, no matter what feels hard this week, it's like stay in the moment. Steve, I knew this card was going to come up for all of us. Parrot spirit. watch your words. Okay. So I'm going to read this a little bit, but I knew this is third time's a charm, you guys. So this means it's for all of us. So listen up. We got the coyote spirit and watch your words. What are you saying to yourself? What messages are you repeating? Is it something that makes you feel good about yourself and reminds you of your strengths and potential? Parrots mimic the sounds around them, and when the parrot spirit appears, it is time to be more mindful of your self talk and its qualities. What do you say to others, and what are you repeating that you truly believe? Okay, so be careful with your words this week, everybody. All right, let's see what BB says. Okay, wombat spirit, be at home. Okay, so just in home, and home can sometimes be here. It doesn't necessarily mean home like in your bed. It can mean home in yourself and being with yourself. So give yourself a chance to kind of acknowledge that too. Okay. All right. Going back up to the quiet list here. If you're live, be sure to type in me, please, to get a card. I'm now going up to the list of people who got in early and put their names on the list. So let's see. We've gotten to Diane Stevens. Hang out, you guys, though, because like I said, I'm going to do August here in a minute, and there's third time's a charm stuff. Panther spirit, reclaim your power, upside down. So see where you've accidentally given it away. I mean, sometimes we do this just because we're literally just, fine, you seem to care more. You do it. No, don't do that. Give your power away with direction. If you'd like to do that and care more about it, I would gladly give you my support from behind versus passive. Okay. Okay. Lisa C. Swan spirit, right side up. Time for a deep dive for you too. Positive deep dive. Maybe draw some maps out for yourself about where you've been and where you know to go, that you've been successful, kind of thinking about your own GPS system this week. Deep dive in on where you've been and where you're going. All right. Janice and Josh. Janice, you got crow spirit upside down, co-creator with spirit. Okay. So protect spirit, protect your friends that help you, watch for loyalty, use the right tools this week, give yourself a chance to see how this is all kind of coming together when you see that, spirit has been helping you all along. Okay. Josh, squirrel spirit upside down. Second time we've seen it like this. We've been seeing this guy. He's hanging around. Believe in yourself as a protective. You don't have to go around telling everyone else what is going on. Okay. So just give yourself a chance to rest in all of that. All right, Susan. Yes. The wombats. That's cute. See, her guides are like, we know how to get her. We know. Okay. Jenny V, you are bringing the parrot spirit back to us. So I'll read a little bit more. You guys, we got to watch out for this. I've been getting this message. Okay. Remembering to speak with light and love to become a habit. Be generous with compliments and thanks, affirming all that is good so that loving, healing words will be heard throughout the jungle, cutting through the noise and inspiring others. Listen for the words that remind you of all the strength, abundance, and joy in your life and in the world around you, and then repeat them, affirming when it's real, true, and nurturing to the soul. The universe will reflect back to you your story you tell. Words matter, so choose the ones that lift you up, inspire others to remember the beauty that surrounds us. Ooh, okay, got to be careful with our words, you guys. All right, Zen Garden, Kaylee and Emma. Okay, you got Ant Spirit, Zen Garden. Time to collaborate in the protective way. Go where people are loyal. Use the tools that are good to use, but ask for help. You don't have to do it alone. It doesn't even make sense to do it alone. Do way better with assistance. Assembly line, if you will. All right, Kaylee, you are dreaming things into the world. Dream the world into being. So pay attention to what, like I was saying earlier, Jack and I talking about what he's dreaming into his life, and it could be the simple stuff. Do you want to own a boat or a car? You want to own something? Do you want to play with something? What do you want to do? What's important to you? Emma. Oh, this parrot spirit, you guys. 5th time. Careful with your words. Don't speak into reality anything you don't want to on the record permanently. Okay? All right, Eli. You've got the giraffe spirit. see the big picture, okay? Stick your head up, see the big picture, give yourself a chance to notice that this is where, where the wisdom is right now is not down in it, okay? All right, Kelly and Matthew. Kelly, you got 2 cards. You got the Crow Spirit upside down, so look for the loyalty, be protective of your spirit, and Porcupine right side up, time for beginner's mind. So go back to seeing who your friends really are, all right, Kelly, and see if you can find out, if you started over, if you had to be friends with this person again and you just met them, would you still be friends with them? I know time matters, but sometimes. And Matthew, you're working with Dove Spirit, so just be peace this week. Don't get baited in, okay? All right, I'm going to come do the rest of the list that started before after I do this August. So as I promised you guys who are watching live, and if you're live and you typed up earlier, if you're hanging out with me live now, just type me please again, and I'll do it now live. But I'm going to right now do August. Okay, so August, we've got Courage sideways. This card is always telling us to be brave enough to look at our own belief systems, our own limitations, how we are holding ourselves back, the words we say, like the Parrot Spirit. The Helper card, now this one's the different direction sideways. Communication. Be careful with your words. The Parrot Spirit really coming up, right? Be careful what you say. Be careful if you want it to be true. Do you want it to be true? Do you want something different to be there? Give yourself a chance to just, put a pause for a second on your word. Oh, let's go this way. Let's do this decision, that kind of thing. Okay. Clara, Brown Bear Spirit. Okay. Time to take time out. Okay. So upside down. So it's going to give you a chance to just dial in, be protective of your nervous system. Okay. Calm down that nervous system. Heidi M, you're going with the brown bear in the right side up. Take time out, little double down there. Okay, everybody taking a little moment to just check in with your nervous system, make sure your nervous system is regulated in the way you intend it to be. And think of who dysregulates you. That's another thing to kind of keep track of. All right. Kara, I see you there. Kara, Tatiana, Kai, and Kenzie. I didn't do yours earlier. So here it is. Kara, Porcupine Spirit. Second time we've seen it right side up. Third time we've seen this guy. Time for a beginner's mind, okay? Give yourself a chance to just start from scratch. If I didn't know anything, where would I start this week, okay? Tatiana, you got Crow Spirit. Third time we've seen this card. First time right side up. Co-create with Spirit. So have some fun. I mean, you may even notice the little birds that are flying around, the little animals you get to see, just the loyalty that you got going on there. So I did get to you, National Geographic. Yes, you're deep diving with your swan in the protective. So spend some time really making sure to protect that inner world by diving in and seeing how it is. Okay, Kai, you've got Frog Spirit. Clear out the clutter. Time to clean your room. It'll be a good thing to do. Okay, get rid of some stuff, especially the stuff you don't play with anymore, don't like. Just make some room for the fresh and the new. Kenzie, you are going to work with the Peacock Spirit upside down, which is protective for yourself to shine for yourself. Find the things that you enjoy